Mo is all sorts of interested in this spirit guide thing now. I guess the day that Kristen and I were out, you guys were talking about spirit guides, and we're really impressed with a listener that called up and was telling one of our interns, do I have this right, that she's got some spirit guides that are trying to reach out to her?
Yeah, Intern Christine was trying to figure out if she did have spirit guides, and if she did, how would she find out who they were, and she wanted more information on it. And so we had a listener call up, Noelle, and she immediately just went into telling our intern who her spirit guides were and all of this information about it. And then you saw our intern kind of just have this moment of shock, that she was so accurate and she just couldn't believe what she was hearing.
Her jaw dropped and her tears welled up in her eyes. And we were just listening to the caller, but watching Christine react. And we were like, something's happening here.
What is the definition of spirit guide?
That's a good question.
Well, we got Noelle back on here in a second.
Okay.
She'll tell us all, because I got the same questions.
Yeah, with Christine asking, I'm wondering what she was telling you guys, when she was looking for a spirit guide, what is that?
Well, let me play you 60 seconds of the call between the two of them so you and I have some reference here.
What I'm picking up around you, honestly, there's a child around you when you were a child, actually, that died. I don't know if it was a relative, a friend, a classmate. It may have been a cousin. I can't tell if it was a car accident. It was something violent. This person has been around you since you were a kid. That's one of your spirit guides. The other person I'm picking up on is an older woman. I smell violets. I'm assuming she smells like violets. Maybe she wore violet perfume. This was like a grandmother or a great-grandmother. Whoever she is, her name might be Martha. She died not long after you were born. Is either one of those right?
Is that touching
Christine
base?
said they were her mouth open.
Yes. Yeah. I had a sister who passed away in a car accident when I was really little.
Oh, wow.
Oh, honey.
That's awesome.
That's your spirit guide.
Thank you so much.
I'm so sorry. That's her. Listen, take you a glass of water, sweetie. Get you a glass of water. I'm so sorry. First of all, I'm so sorry. Okay?
No, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Damn.
Wow, she hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, she did.
It was eerie, but so beautiful to listen to and watch. But a spirit guide definition is Western spiritualism. It's an entity that remains as a spirit to act as a guide or protector to a living incarnate human being.
So it's a guardian angel.
Guardian angel. Yep.
So Noelle is back with us because after the segment, Mo was like, I want some of that. I want a spirit guide.
Yes, sir. Well, I've always felt like I had a guardian angel, and then it took me back to the moment I came in here and I said that I thought that I had some kind of spirits in my home, and then we had Ed from Ghost of Georgia come in and actually go into my apartment, and he said that there was definitely some type of presence in my home, and he felt like it was someone who had been following me for the majority of my life. And I have a few grandmothers who I've lost. I have a few family members who I've lost who could be in my life, and since that day I just couldn't shake it. I always wondered if there was a way to kind of figure out if this was which grandma this was, or if someone was actually there, and I was curious, and it just got me to thinking maybe Noelle can help.
So I'm having a philosophical problem with this that I can't wait to talk to Noelle about, because for me, I don't know that I believe in spiritual guides, because to me, this is going to sound really corny, you guys, I know. My spiritual guide is God. He's got a plan for me, and he's putting me in situations that only he can possibly understand. So there's no spirit around me that is guiding me one way or the other except my God.
And that makes sense. But, God's a busy dude. There's a lot of people, so he can enlist some help.
Everybody needs some assistance, man.
Consider these spirit guides his personal assistant.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's different.
It's like a spirit guide is like Santa's elf on a shelf.
Okay.
You think
And you can't touch them, because if you do, their magic won't work.
All right, so you
Boom.
think that God has a conference with everybody in the morning and says, hey, you got Kristen today, you got Mo, you got, okay.
He's
And
got to
you can
leave.
get fired.
There's too many people, so God's got to leave some people on red. You know what I mean? So he's got helpers.
Hey, Noelle, welcome back.
Hey, good morning.
All right, so do I have it all twisted? Well, I guess Kristen's first question is the most legit and basic, is exactly what is that?
I'm sorry, I was laughing at the conversation. That's exactly what a spirit guide is. It's just a spiritual energy or entity that has chosen, for whatever reason, to stick around you and help guide you. Sometimes they can do more from the spiritual realm than they can from the earthly realm, to be honest with you. That's really all of it.
Now, Bert's question, are they working solo or are they working through God?
I think they do both. I
Okay.
think sometimes they work solo. I think sometimes they work with, a higher being. And sometimes they work with your ancestors, people that either you knew or people that knew people that you knew when they were alive. And sometimes it's easier for them to talk to you through someone that you know, through an energy that feels familiar to you, like, a cousin or a sibling or a spouse or a best friend or a relative.
And everybody has a spirit guide?
I personally believe everybody has them. Everybody.
I'm telling you that mine has taken a lot of days off.
Maybe you're just not listening.
Yeah.
This spirit got on vacation.
My ears are wide open. All right, so Mo, you wanted to get in touch and try to figure out, if you have one, who is it?
Yeah, because I've always been curious. I've always felt a presence, certainly someone was there protecting me at certain moments in my life, and you seem to help our intern out so seamlessly. It was just so easy that I thought maybe if I asked the same question, you'd have some information for me.
Sure, Mo. But before I tell you about that, can I give you a message that I got for you? This was maybe a month and a half ago. I called in. You were talking about your love life and just how you were, I guess, having a problem, tapping in with how to be emotionally open and available to love. I got a message that day. That was actually the first time I called in. Do you mind if I share that message with you?
As long as it's not from my ex.
No.
Okay. All right. No, absolutely. Please.
Okay. So what I got that day, and I remember it because I was like, wow, I wish I could tell him this. There's a woman around you. I feel like there's either a class differential or an age differential. So she may be much younger than you, or she may be of a different race or a different culture, like a different cultural background. She's been crushing on you for a minute. I kind of get the feeling you're around her on a regular basis, maybe at the gym, maybe there's a coffee shop you frequent. She's afraid to approach you, though. She doesn't think that you would give her the time of the day. And I know that doesn't really narrow it down, but whoever she is, she's really wanting to be with you. So I don't know, maybe somebody sitting in the corner watching you, maybe give her a second glance. She's a really sweet girl. She's just very quiet and kind of, I won't say submissive, because I do get that she's got a fiery side. She's just not the type to approach a man. You have to approach her.
You just have to assume every woman that's around you wants you.
It's me and Kristen.
Y'all the first two that came to mind.
I do like you as a friend.
Okay. All right. So that's encouraging.
Yeah, I got to start looking into that.
All right. As far as his spirit guide goes, who might that be? And do you get these messages all the time? Do these spirit guides just go, hey, I know Noelle can get in touch with Mo, so maybe I'll just start sending Noelle messages?
Believe it or not, yes. When I'm at the farmer's market, when I'm in the store, when I'm getting gas, sometimes I have to try to turn it off and just tell them, hey, I'm off today. I don't want to talk to you guys.
Wow.
You're like, I'm just trying to buy a cucumber.
Not right
just
now.
trying to grocery shop right now.
Hey, you just need some kind of necklace that says out to lunch.
Gone fishing.
Yeah. All right. So what do you see for Mo here?
So, Mo, can I ask you a quick question? When is your birthday?
August 28th.
Okay, and what's your mother's first name?
Dawn.
And her mother's first name?
Brenda.
Brenda, okay. Off the top, okay, I do feel an elderly woman around you. It's weird because I can tell that her energy is elderly, but she's not presenting herself as she's elderly.
That's all my grandmothers.
Yeah, I mean, what old person wants to look at themselves as old? You know, they want to see themselves younger.
Well, she may be a little vain. I'm also picking up that she didn't care for your mother or your mother's side of the family. Anything you want me to tell him? Okay. Do you have children?
No.
All right. She wants some grandbabies.
That's Mo's entire family.
Yeah,
That's all of them. That's all the way.
I was hoping you were going to say, well, there's two out there you don't know about.
Yes, you do.
That was going to be a ratings winner.
You know, Springbrook is about to kick off. So
Okay.
The one that I'm picking up on right now, she's definitely been around you. It almost feels like she's kind of losing faith that you're going to pick up on the signs that she's been around you. I'm assuming that you don't talk to her, and that might be because you don't know how to talk to her. She's been around you. She's been in your space. I feel like she was instrumental in getting you your last couple of positions, too, of employment. This kind of feels like she wants to get you in front of some important people. What do you like? Do you do anything on the side outside of the radio? Anything with politics or any type of advocacy?
No, comedy.
Comedy. Okay. Is that your first love?
Yes. And music.
Okay. And music. Okay. Grandma wants you to shine a little bit. Did she have a sense of humor?
Absolutely.
Okay. That's what I'm getting. Sometimes when our relatives pass on, before they were able to, realize the dreams that they have for themselves, they'll live vicariously through us. Like, that's very real. It's been proven over and over and over again. A lot of people get to the top, get in the spotlight, and they thank this long lost relative who helped get them there. That's what she's doing for you. Eventually, she's going to want you off the radio and on the stage, to be honest with you.
I want that also. I want it tomorrow.
This man wants me to have
I'm your
kids I don't know about. He wants me out of a job. What else? B?
I'm your spirit guy. When's your contract up? Look, she sounds like she's describing the grandmother that you talk about all the time, the one that used to be a stand-up comedian that you didn't know, always pushing you into entertainment, always said you were going to be a star.
She always said that since I was a young boy. Her dream was to be a comedian, but when she was doing comedy, they didn't like for women to curse and to do certain things, so she kind of quit and she gave up on the dream, and she always told me her proudest day was when she got to see me on stage for the first time.
Okay, she wants you to stick with that. I'm seeing more now. I see a person. I can't see their face. So I can't tell if it's a man or a woman, but I see a person on a stage in front of a microphone. There's a big, huge spotlight. So that's how I can tell it's a stage. And I hear laughter, but more than laughter, the energy from the audience is like super hyper focused, meaning there's nobody with inside conversations. They're focused only on the person on stage. I'm going to interpret that as if you step out on stage and go after your dream, you're not going to fail. You have your grandmother behind you. Do you have a picture of her in your home?
I do.
Okay. I would talk to her. Get a glass of water, get a tea light, especially, on those days where you're having a bad day. Maybe you're feeling a little bit of imposter syndrome, like your dreams are never going to happen. Talk to her. She's right there. If you could also leave out a plate of her favorite snack, her favorite food, and just talk to her like you're talking to me right now. Hey, Grandma, I had a rough day. She wants to talk to you. She wants to hear from you. I do have some bad news to tell you. Grandma doesn't like, there's somebody around that you speak to on a regular basis. I feel like it's a man, but I can't tell. You may consider this person your best friend. This person isn't your friend, but she doesn't like them.
It's probably Bert.
I cannot.
I was waiting for her to go. Someone with a B.
So quick.
Okay.
It almost feels like her concern with this person is that they're pretending to be your friend, but they're if you came to them tomorrow and said, hey, I just booked a 5-city tour. I go on the road in October. Oh, that's great. But what are you going to do about the radio show? How are you going to do both?
That's me.
That is you.
Man, that is me.
It is you.
Keep going, Grandma. What else you want me to know?
Spill the tea on Bert.
Is the spirit guy telling him to cut his contract, his salary in half by any chance?
No.
Hey, Noelle, look, we're so restricted sometimes doing radio that we gotta bail here. But can I put you in contact with Mo so you guys can talk more and he can tell us exactly what she's trying to tell him and how much she loathes me?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I would love that, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for taking the time to do that.
No problem.
Super fascinating. Hold on one sec.
Wow.
Yeah, might be me. It's probably Louis.
It probably is.
Probably
Yeah, I can see
It
that.
might be me, but it's definitely. I'm your radio spirit guy. It's Louis, our boss.
The Bert Show.